So I went back to the office and I said, well, that's okay. Let's look at our business plans, because that's usually the thing that gives us the vision, that drives us, that gives us that focus or the roadmap to help us find out what's next. I went back over all the business plans we'd had over the last 4 or 5 years, and I reviewed them, and I looked at them, and I thought, well, that's great. And we probably ticked off a lot of the things that we had to along the way, but we still don't really understand why. So what I did was I sat down and I said, well, I've got to try and give this business vision purpose. I've got to really understand what this means to me. So I want to sit down and try and create a way to make this real for me. Because it's one thing for us to say we want to be truly exceptional. It's one thing to say that we've got this great range of motor vehicles, all these new things coming out. You know, we're entering into this luxury market. This is going to be really, really good for the brand. I can see that. But somewhere in amongst that, as dealer principals, as general managers, as sales managers of the business, the leadership of the business, we need to understand what's in it for us personally. Why do I want to be truly exceptional? We've got truly exceptional products. We've got a truly exceptional brand. But why do I want to be truly? What's driving me? What's pushing me along? What I worked out was that the business plans weren't that exciting to me. They didn't have an anchor for me. I would go through, tick the boxes. All it would mean is if I execute on the plan, we'd make more profit. If we made more profit, we'd get a bigger house. If we made more profit, it would make my life a bit easier. We could employ more staff. I could have some more time off. There was no real purpose behind it. And I started writing some notes down. Well, what are my values? What's my personal vision? What do I want to be when I grow up? What's my legacy? What do I want my kids to have? What do I want to really be proud of? And I'm sitting in a rocking chair at 85, looking back over life. I want to look back and go, you know what? I'm really glad I did that. That really made a mark in my life. And that was pretty challenging for me because I hadn't really looked that deep before. I hadn't really looked that internal before. I hadn't really questioned myself before. And over a little while, I started to get a number of things on that list, and I felt a little bit better that I had some sort of sense of purpose as to why I was getting up every day. And then I started to write a second list here. What do I want out of my life? Now, this is the piece where people who are significant to me and people who I am significant to. The guys and girls that are around you every single day, your husbands, your wives, your children, your family, your brothers, your sisters. You know you're going to spend a lot of time with these guys over the rest of your natural life. What do you want to do with them? How do you want to interact to them? What do you want to represent to them? And how would you like them to represent themselves to you? So I'd never done this. I'd never actually sat down and said, how does this all fit? I didn't get this at all. This was not important to me because I figured if I got this bit right and made enough money, everything was going to be okay. But that's not the case. So I thought, oh, I'm going to draw a big line across the page here and try and understand what's important, because that's the stuff that makes that real. That's the stuff that gives this purpose. If I understood what this meant to me, my business had purpose. If I understood why I wanted to be truly exceptional, then it would be so much easier to achieve that because I had a reason for doing it. And then I wrote down, well, if I want to do this stuff in life, how much money have I got to make out of that? What am I going to do to actually achieve these goals that I want in life? And the last piece of the puzzle then became very apparent to me. I had to engage the individuals around me to achieve these business goals, to achieve the things in life that were important to me. That's where I was coming unstuck. I never joined all the dots. I had part of the puzzle and it was going okay, but it was still hard. Now, you guys would know this. Was it 19 years now we've been here in the United States? The last 4 or 5 years have been absolute classic. You've had a great run. But do you still wake up some days and go, oh man, it's still hard. It's still tough. As soon as I had purpose and understood why I was doing it, the business piece became ever so much easier. All of a sudden, I knew why I was getting up.